welcome viewers. I'm Kriti Mehta and you're watching Newsx. Let's start with some fresh developments that are now coming in. This is in concern to India and Canada, who are now taking a major step toward rebuilding trust. And at the center of this diplomatic reset is National Security Advisor Ajit Doval's crucial visit to Ottawa. NSA Ajit Doval has held high-level talks with Canada's National Security and Intelligence Advisor Nathalie Drouin, along with the Public Safety Minister Anandasangaree. The visit marked one of the most significant security engagements between the two countries since relations deteriorated in 2023. Now, the biggest outcome of the visit was a landmark agreement. India and Canada will now appoint dedicated security and law enforcement liaison officers in each other's countries. These officers will serve as direct points of contact between Indian and Canadian security agencies, enabling faster coordination and intelligence sharing. This move is aimed at tackling shared threats, including terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, cybercrime, fraud, and illegal immigration networks. The visit was part of the regular bilateral security dialogue and signals a clear effort by both New Delhi and Ottawa to move beyond past tension and restore practical and consistent cooperation. Officials from both sides acknowledged progress in rebuilding trust and emphasized their shared commitment to protecting their citizens and strengthening security coordination as part of a major diplomatic reset. With that, let's also take a look at what was discussed between NSAs of the two countries. We'll quickly show you through our plasma screen. Bilateral cooperation, viewers, was crucial. This, of course, happened on the issue of national security and law enforcement issues. Both countries, India and Canada, as they are working to reboot ties, national security is the primary pillar of cooperation that will now be seen between two countries, as they are looking now to appoint liaison officers. Then security and law enforcement officers will be established, that we were just telling you and discussing. This is a crucial step that will now be implemented. Of course, the effort is to tackle cyber terrorism and other security concerns. Information sharing on mutual concerns like illegal drug flows and organized criminal networks. Drug trafficking remains a crucial issue in the Americas, and both India and Canada are now working to tackle that. Then there's also formalization of cooperation on policy and information sharing in cybersecurity. We were just telling you about cybersecurity. That remains a crucial concern for both countries. Continuing discussions on fraud and immigration enforcement is another issue that was really discussed. More details are coming in. So those are the key pillars that have been discussed as far as India and Canada talks and coordination on security is concerned. That was a majority of the discussions. Let's tell you more details that we are picking up. In fact, I'm now joined in by our guest here to get us more on that. We have Sanjeev Srivastav, who's joining us. He's a foreign affairs expert. Sanjeev, thanks very much for joining us here. Now, this is a crucial step that both countries are taking. Security remains a primary concern for both nations. There's also the threat of narco-terrorism, cyber terrorism that they are now looking to tackle with the appointment of these liaison officers. How much really this can help the countries in their security concerns?
Well, first of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. You know, India-Canada ties are back on track. And this relationship, India-Canada relationship, saw an upheaval, a kind of a turbulent phase when the previous dispensation was there, and Justin Trudeau's government obviously dealt with this entire relationship very immaturely. But after the arrival of Mark Carney's administration and a kind of a maturity which has been shown by the Canadian Carney administration, this relationship is now back on track, as I said, and now it's quite visible signs that this tie will attain higher trajectory in times to come. And in this process, our security cooperation with Canada is of enormous significance. And in that process, the visit by our National Security Advisor, Sri Ajit Doval, to Canada has further, strengthened our security cooperation with Canada. And obviously, during this visit, both the leaders, both the NSAs, India, Canada's NSAs, they have come up with a shared work plan to deal with various threats and challenges related to national security, drug trafficking, transnational crime network and syndicates, those who which operate in those countries, in our countries, and how to deal with them with a very tough approach. All those points have been discussed, and I'm sure that after this visit, our collaboration with the Canadian security authorities will be further strengthened, and both the countries will share intelligence with each other, and they will have a greater collaboration with regard to violent extremism and terrorist related individual and activities. So this is precisely what India has been saying to Canada when Justin Trudeau administration was there, that Canada has to take a tough approach, a proper approach, a kind of a zero tolerance approach against extremism and terrorism. And that is what India practice we do it in our nation, and that's what we were expecting from Canada. Unfortunately, previous dispensation was not giving much attention to it, but now it's quite clear that the Carney administration will give a serious attention and consideration to the India's concerns, which India has been raising with Canada with regard to various violent extremist and terrorist groups. So I think after this visit, our cooperation with Canada is going to be strengthening, and Mark Carney, the Canadian Prime Minister, is going to be visiting India next month. So I think ahead of that significant visit of Mark Carney to India, this visit by National Security Advisor Ajit Doval has laid out a clear, a framework and a path to to have a successful dialogue and negotiations during that visit. And in particular, in this visit, our security collaboration, our intelligence sharing collaboration with Canada has got a further boost. And I believe that whatever the India's concern is there with regard to various activities, this Khalistani terrorist and extremist network, etc., all those will be addressed. That's what is expected. And I think that it is a very significant visit.
Right. Thanks very much, Mr. Srivastava, for your comprehensive response on that. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And we now move on, viewers.